goes up for several stories and is quite easily the largest structure in the city. It's made of a gray sort of slate type of brick, and there are many, very, very many stained glass windows. There we go. Those words.
Okay. I'm going to pull Dothr aside and say, I need you to open the door because I magically open all doors to temples at Bahamut.
Okay. I will put my hand on the handle of the door and pull it open normally.
You open the door normally, and you walk through the door. Inside, you find rows and rows of pews all centered around one altar.
Is anyone in them?
The place appears to be relatively empty, save for what appears to be a nun.
Alright, well, I'm just going to sit in the back, and I'm going to say, I hopefully won't be too long. I'm going to start praying.
Okay.
You kneel at the pew, and you start praying. And after a little bit of time, the vision sort of goes fadey, and you're in a field with an old man, with Wesley, the old man, or Bahamut, and he goes, "Yes."
Hi, Mr. Bahamut.
Hello. How are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
Not too bad. Freed from a crystal, back in my castle in the Eastern Wind. Doing good.
Good. Well, recently we just investigated Holman Falls, trying to handle those evils you were talking about, the Demon Baron being the number one on our list right now, and my cat is being a dickhead, but I don't say that in character.
You have a cat?
Not here, no. But one thing we found was that it seems that Tiamat, who, if I'm reading correctly, is your sister, seems to be allied with the Demon Baron, and her magic seems to be deeply ingrained in the glass roads he's constructing.
Yes, I must admit, the reason that I have needed a champion, as it were, my firstborn, is to counter the effects that Tiamat is having on this earth, having on this planet. She is not quite violating our unstable agreement, but it is pushing it, and I felt I needed to counter that.
I think she has gone far past the point of just treading the line. She destroyed one of your churches and had her followers take up residence inside.
Yes, you and you cleansed it and freed it, and for that I am grateful. Which is why I would have your presence be there in my stead. Tiamat herself has not destroyed the temple. It was her followers that did that, and I would counter that with the strength of my followers, and I would have you be their champion.
Well, I will gladly do what I can right now, but the thing we need to know is, how do we halt Tiamat's magic? How do we revert the glass roads back to normal? We need to push back the Demon Baron right now.
I see, and how far do you wish it pushed back?
Well, eventually to his palace when we walk inside and stab him in the face, but small steps first. We want to try to push it back to at least the Watchman's South Tower.
Well, if you were to, say, kill the Demon Baron outright, I'm pretty sure the magic would fade instantly on its own. If, however, you were unable to do that, or you were unwilling to do that, I believe you may find that there are several outposts, if you will, of the Demon Baron, and each one of those extends his power almost as if it's a repeater or an amplifier of his power.
Like a hub.
You could say that. And I believe you'll find one of those at Watchman's South. You may also find one, a destroyed one, outside of the Felbrick Stronghold near the river it so graciously services. And still another one approaches Watchman's North, and I believe another one approaches the Great Divide, though I am unsure of its status right now. If you just wish to push it back, I would say you would have to destroy the hub at Watchman's South.
Understandable. Well, those will be two things we'll investigate then. But one last thing, Bahamut. Do you know of any devices called shadow orbs?
Ah, the Shadow Orb. That was created a long time ago. There are several orbs, actually. The Shadow Orb being one of the orbs created. They were created all by the gods together. We created them so man could protect itself, and turns out that, well, you guys tried to destroy yourselves, so we took them away from you. The Shadow Orb itself was nestled away far, far away from Wyrmwick, not even on this continent. I'm not sure how it got here. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some sort of adventurer who brought it back from another plane. You adventurers and your planes walking always amuses me.
We do that.
Every once in a while, you do. It's very concerning sometimes.
Us
there are
wacky
several of them.
adventurers.
I mean, what do you want to know about them?
Well, is it dangerous for the user? Can it kill them?
No, but it does require a host. If it doesn't have a host, eventually it'll just be dormant, and only somebody who actually knows about it can find it and activate it. But once it does have a host, it's not really dangerous to the user. It enhances their power, but it feeds off the user, so the user needs to feed it with both physical and emotional energy. Eventually, it could starve enough to the point where it doesn't want to use that host anymore and will choose another one. It can survive a long time without a host. I suspect that when you found it, it was already on a host. Am I correct?
Yes, and, well, for lack of a better term, we jacked that fucker up.
Oh, good for you.
You go, girl.
Good for you. I suspect, then, that host did not provide him with either enough physical nourishment or enough emotional nourishment to keep it supplied with enough energy, and it chose a new host.
We believe it did, and it chose one of the companions that I travel with.
Well, he should play around with it. It should come almost naturally for him to use it. It's almost second nature for the user, so it may come in handy for him.
But you ensure that it won't hurt him?
I can assure you it won't hurt him, although I can't assure you that the Shadow Orb won't hurt the allies.
I don't like that.
Well, it feeds... the problem with it is that it can't intrinsically heal the host, and it wants the host to stay alive. So it may, from time to time, in desperate situations, take physical health away from the people who are most close to the host.
Ah. Well, that's something to keep in the back pocket. Thank you, Bahamut.
It won't kill the allies outright, unless it's trying to resurrect its host, of course.
Oh. It could do that? Like, kill us if he tries to bring him back?
Yeah.
Alright, I should probably be taking notes on that, and there we go. Fuck magic orbs. Okay, good to know. We're gonna go head over to the Felbreak Stronghold, see about that abandoned
if you
hub.
do me a favor, if you happen to across any of these other orbs, let me know.
Let you know, like, pop
Which
in
one
and
you
be
found, where you found it.
like leave them there, or touch them, or...
If you want to take them, go ahead and touch them. If not, then I might suggest putting a magic ward around it, or scooping it up in a box. That'll help.
You could just pick them up?
Well, if you don't touch them, yeah.
Oh. Seems strangely easy. Wish we had thought of that. You're so smart, Bahamut. Oh, by the way, just, like, curious question. What are Bahamut's thoughts on drinking?
Are you talking out of character, or are you talking to Bahamut?
Yeah, talking like in character. Jokey, but,
Oh, drinking. Well, you didn't kill anyone or break one of my tenants, did you?
No.
That's cool.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get going then.
All right, well, you have a good one, and then the image fades.
I was gonna ask, like, how do I get out of here?
The vision just fades, and you sort of snap out of your trance.
Alright. Hi, Dother, Greg. I've got stuff to tell you, Greg. We need to get to the Felbreak Stronghold. It appears that the best way to destroy the glass roads are... Well, let's discuss this in the cart with Pandy Crabs.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
can't be. Oh God.
All right.
You get in the carriage, and he goes, well, where am I driving you to?
To the mighty gauntlet.
Okay, you're gonna leave
shit.
your pals at the place?
I assume they walk there. Lazy assholes.
All right, so you guys. All right, I'm
going
not.
out their back. Why do they need a cart?
You guys meet up at the mighty gauntlet, and the driver lets you out and just sort of nods and says, "Well, you have a good day then," and drives off. Whee! Away!
I love you, Panty
We
Crab.
love you, panty crabs.
Bye bye.
So how are we going to contact him to pick us up when we get back?
Oh, plant the Panty Crab signal. I don't know.
Like the panty crab.
I got things to tell you guys.
We get like a spotlight and paint like a thong with a crab holding it.
Panty crab! Oh!
And there's already a Twitter of it. I love it. Oh God.
All right.
You guys get on the ship and you're on the ship.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell everybody that it seems that the glass roads themselves are strengthened by these stations or hubs that allow the Demon Baron's presence to be spread, and that destroying them should be a way to revert the glass roads. One of those such structures that has been destroyed seems to be near Felbrick Hold, which is where Councilman Buzarog already wanted us to go. And one of them, from what Bahama tells me, is in Watchman South, and I believe that is maybe the first place we want to go. Greg, he mentioned that the orb inside of you is one of many, and that the orb itself isn't going to physically hurt you, although in times of desperation it may hurt around you in order to save you.
Out of character, I already know all this, right?
No, you don't know this. You just know that you have powers you can use. And
Okay.
You don't know exactly how they're going to affect everything.
All right. So, all right. Well,
You know,
That's it.
I'll tell you this much: you'll know it after you use it. So,
well, I'll make sure to be careful about using it if I'm not aware of how to actually willingly use it, but I'll keep that in mind.
Well, it's also for the rest of our party that making sure Greg doesn't go down might be one of our most important thoughts, because there's no telling what he'll do to the rest of us subconsciously if we do.
Perhaps, but for now, I guess we need to make our progress to our first target in the realm that the Demon Baron controls. So,
Yeah.
we need to take off on our ship as soon as possible, I take it.
As soon as we can, yes.
so you guys are gonna head to Felbrig?
Yes. But I should note, before we get close to Felbrig, I'll probably fly off and hang out in the wilderness, because I don't know if they're going to be as receptive to...
Felbrig's a shore city. Where are you gonna land then?
Is it like on a cliff, or...?
No, it's not on a cliff. It's a shore city, so it's got a harbor.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. I'll fly off before I guess that
Okay,
happens.
so are you guys? So you guys are gonna make a trip inland, so she can fly off land and then head
Then
to-
travel south into
travel south into the harbor.
That sounds about right.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I think so. If one person maybe wants to come with me, just in case.
Alright.
Fine, I take Dother. No one offers. No, I'm taking Dother.
Alrighty.
I'd do it, but whatever.
I know, I'm Cheeky John. Fuck you, Dother.
All right. You guys set sail. Whoosh. And you still want to study it, Dother?
Yes. Each day.
That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. You don't learn anything new about it, but you do notice that as you head towards Felberg, it is the magic you feel emanating off of it is extremely strong, stronger than you've ever felt before. As you head towards Felbrig, you drop off your compatriots a bit of ways off from Felbrig, so they're not noticed. Kathleen and Dother. And Kathleen, you need to roll a mutation roll.
Yay.